So, hi there everybody. Lovely to be with you all. So let's start straight away with the announcements. Next class is on Thursday, which is the 28th of September at 3:45 p.m. UK time. And it's lovely to see you. Yeah, the melomaniac is more somebody who has gone over the top. Yeah, we've got the maniac bit. So hi there to Renyard, hi to Vitali, hi to Patricia, hi to Ronan, hi to Alex, and I think that's probably it for the moment, although we'll get lots more any second now, I'm pretty sure. Hi there Yuri, hi Manisco, hi there Bogdan. Okay, so we were doing this article about problems reading in different languages. No, but so Vitali, this was a word for a music lover. Somebody, melomaniac is somebody who's goes over the top for about music. Okay, so yes, this was an article about dyslexia, and that dyslexia is different in different languages. Okay, so let's start straight away. And okay, yeah, there was this kid, Alex, who was dyslexic in English, but he was fine in Japanese. A music buff. It's a good word, Alex. So, Hiragana and Katakana, meanwhile, consist of symbols that represent syllables. These scripts are very persistent, consistent, ordered, seamless. The hiragana sign is pronounced as ne, for example. Okay, so these scripts are very persistent, consistent, ordered, seamless. Okay, this looks pretty good. Something that's persistent, it keeps going. Yeah, it doesn't disappear. Ordered is talking about everything's in the right place, and seamless, there are no joins between the two. Okay, so this looks pretty good. They are very consistent. consistent. If something's consistent, it doesn't change. It's always the same. So, good start from everybody there. Well done, Vitali, Bogdan, Alex, and Renyard. And this one's not going to fit, is it? And consistent for Patricia as well. Lovely. Let's see if I can make this fit properly. Oh. That fits. Okay. Hiragana is the first Japanese script children are taught, Wydell says. It's no secret that children learn to read Hiragana and then Katakana very easily. By the end of the first period, time, spell, span, session, term of school, 95% of children can read and write in Hiragana. So consistent for the first one, definitely Patricia. Okay, so we've got term from Alex, from Vitali, from Bogdan, from Renyard, and from Patricia. So the first period, well, a period is a class. So normally there are maybe 6 periods in a day. The first period is 9 a.m. to 9:45. The first time, no, definitely not. Consistent term, that's it, Renyard. A spell. So a spell is an undefined period of time. A span, a time span, no. A session, this is a session, no, a term. And normally there are 3 terms every year in school. Hi Issa, lovely to see you. Term, that's perfect. Okay, and Roland, the first term. Hi Roland. And let's continue. Alex cannot even remember learning hiragana. It came so naturally to me. He has never fought, battled, clashed, contested, struggled with it. Okay, this one's pretty easy. I think. Okay, he's never had difficulties with it. Alex cannot even remember learning hiragana. It came so naturally to me. He has never. Thank you, Roland. A sunny spell. Yeah, a spell at the wheel as well. A spell is just an undefined period of time. So we've got struggled for Bogdan, struggled for Alex, struggled for Vitaly, struggled for Issa. Okay, Patricia says a term, which is fine, is perfectly the correct answer. Struggled for Renyard, struggled with for Ronan. Also the off days in a girl's month. Yes, a period. Yes, Manisco. I was wondering about battled. He has never battled with it. I think you could use battled with it. I think struggled is more common though. You struggle with something that's difficult. Yeah? I guess you could use battled. Yeah, but to battle with, he's been battling with this problem for many years. Yeah, I think it's probably acceptable as well. Although to struggle with a difficulty. So we've got, yes, struggled for Ronan and struggled for Patricia as well. I would, as I said, I would accept battled as well though. And finding it difficult to process, treat, deal, refine sounds, as was the case with Alex, is not such a big barrier in Japanese, Wydell says. Finding it difficult to process, treat, deal, refine sounds, as was the case with Alex, is not such a big barrier in Japanese, Wydell says. Battle is stronger than struggle, definitely. Yeah, battle sounds like you're physically fighting with it, whereas struggle sounds more like you're wrestling with it. I'm struggling with this problem. Maybe I'm battling with the town council. Okay, so let's see, to deal with, to refine, to make purer, to treat sounds. I don't know. You treat some wood so that it doesn't rot. So let's see. We've got process for Vitaly and for Bogdan and for Alex L. We've got process for Issa, process for Patricia and Roland and Williams. Deal with, as Patricia says, and process. Yeah, to process is you see it, it goes into your mind processes it, and then you say it. Okay, yes, you could use to process. It took me time to process what had happened, but it's Renyard. It's still got the idea of information comes in. You think about it, and then it goes out. So it's like it's going through a process that something happens to it. Because here the process is from a picture or a pictogram or a character on a page to actually saying a sound, yeah, and that's why it's process. I think maybe you treat something as part of a process. You deal with it to refine. No, a process. So your mind processes the problem. Integrate, assimilate. I think I would probably accept both of those, Patricia. Although here it's integrate and produce, assimilate and produce, because both of these are coming in. Reception leading to production. That's good, Vitali. I like that definition. Okay, I have to. But there can still be other problems. In Japanese, you have to be good in at visual space, visual location, visual spatial processing skills. Because you have to configure all these characters in a small square, she says. Okay, this looks good. Okay, so what's the preposition with good? This is a basic one that you all need to know, and it seems you all know very easily. Okay, the same with bad as well. So good at, bad at. So let's see some answers. We've got at for Vitali, we've got good at for Alex, we've got at for Bogdan, we've got good at for Isa, we've got at for Renyard, visual spatial for Alex, spatial for Vitali, spatial for Bogdan, spatial for Roland, spatial for Ronan, at and spatial for Ronan, visual spatial for Renyard, at for Patricia. Yes, visio-spatial. That was the collocation I was looking for, Alex. But well, at and spatial for Williams. Visio-spatial processing skills. Yes, spatial processing skills, visual spatial processing skills. Yes, Isa. Good at for Roland, at for Patricia. Yuri goes at, good at, bad at. Well done, Yuri. And good at for Patricia. So definitely good at, bad at, mediocre at, visual spatial. Although I actually quite like Alex's visuospatial. And I think I would probably personally use this one more, but well, it's perfectly valid. So, Hussein, lovely to see you. If Japanese children have problems with visual spatial processing, they tend, lean, incline, trend to show difficulties in reading and writing in Japanese, especially with kanji characters. So, if Japanese children have problems with visual spatial processing, they tend, lean, incline, trend to show difficulties in reading and writing in Japanese, especially with kanji. Okay, so let's look at some of the others. You've got these very clearly. They lean towards showing, to lean towards showing. And I would also say incline towards. I would probably actually say they are inclined towards showing. So they lean towards showing, they are inclined towards showing. Trend is completely different. They are prone to, definitely, Hussein. They tend to, they are inclined to. Incline is talking about an angle. I am inclined. I incline to. I think incline is very similar to our tendency. So we've got tend to for Isa, for Bogdan, for Vitali. We've got tend for Alex and Renyard and Hussein. Tend for Roland. Tend for Sharon. Prone to, definitely, Hussein. Tend for Patricia. So I incline towards, I'm inclined towards. They are inclined towards showing. Yes. So they tend to show. They tend to show. Something that's trends is something that's trending, is something that's becoming very fashionable in the moment. Anesthesia and anesthetic. No, they can't, Isa. Anesthesia is what the anaesthetist does. Anesthetic is the drug or the chemical that the anaesthetist uses. So an anesthetic causes anesthesia. Yeah? Anesthesia making numb, anesthetic the chemical. I tend to wake up early would be less formal than I incline to. I would say I am inclined to waking up early. I'm inclined to wake up early. Yes, I think incline is definitely more formal. Are inclined towards. I like that. So let's try the next one. In fact, a study of Cantonese-speaking children with dyslexia found that some read more fluently, expressively, glibly, evenly in English and struggled with picture-based Chinese writing. In fact, a study of Cantonese-speaking children with dyslexia found that some read more fluently, expressively, glibly, evenly in English and struggled with picture-based Chinese writing. I would say I'm inclined to wake up early. Yeah, I am inclined. It sounds better like that. So we've got fluently for Vitali, for Roland, for Renyard, fluently for Bogdan, fluently for Isa, fluently for Sharon. Hi Nadiman, fluently for Nad, fluently for Alex, more effortlessly. Yeah, effortlessly fits very nicely, Hussein. Okay, if something is expressively, they put more intonation, more expression in their voice. More glibly. If something is glib, it's a ready-made answer. It rolls easily off the tongue, but it's to do with the content. It's like having a ready-made answer for everything, knowing it all. And then evenly. They read more evenly. No, evenly is to do with the shape. So, good day, Nariman. They read more fluently. Yes, Fluently. They read more fluently. definitely with reading, to read fluently, fluency in reading. However, children with both a phonological and a visual spatial processing deficit debt arrears debit would find both English and Japanese writing difficult, Wydell says. Patricia doesn't like any of them. Okay. Okay, maybe I'm inclined. I'm inclined to use inclined passively. Okay, so deficit for Alex, deficit for Hussein, deficit for Renya, deficit for Bogdan, deficit for Isa. Deficit for Ronan, deficit for Roland, deficit for Vitali, and deficit from Williams. Okay, Nad goes for debit. Okay, Nad, debit. You debit money to your account. Or you debit money from your account. Direct debit. Debit is talking about money. Patricia goes for deficit. Arrears talks about money that is accruing, that is unpaid. And a debt talks about money as well. Okay, so to debit something from an account, to take money away from an account. Arrears and unpaid bills that are mounting up. Debt is money you owe, but deficit is the difference between what you have and what is ideal, what is required. A deficit is a difference. Now, yes, you can have a budget deficit, but a deficit is the difference between what you have and what you need, and it's saying that you don't have enough. Visuospatial handicap, yes, it would do. Deficit's talking about a lack. So here, a processing deficit, D-E-F I-C-I-T, a deficit. Okay, it's a difference between what you have and what you need. Because of these differences between writing systems, learning to read in two languages can offer surprising, alarming, sporadic, sparse benefits. Impediment. Yes, I think impediment would work as well. So because of these differences between writing systems, learning to read in two languages can offer surprising, alarming, sporadic, sparse benefits. Hi Nina Reeds, lovely to have you. Okay. Sparse. If something is sparse, there is a very low density. So the hair on the back of my head is becoming rather sparse. Yeah, if something's sparse, there's not a lot of it. There's only a very small amount. Sporadic. Something that's sporadic is something that happens from time to time. There was sporadic rain over the weekend. He works sporadically from time to time, irregularly. Some alarming, going to be frightening benefits. So we've got Surprising from Alex, surprising from Isa, surprising from Vitali, surprising from Bogdan and Nav, surprising from Renyard, surprising from Roland, surprising from Williams, surprising from Patricia, unexpected practicalities. That's the idea, Hussein. Surprising for Ronan and surprising for Patricia, definitely. SURPRISING. Surprising. Yes. So, ooh, that's a surprise. Not unexpected. This isn't going to fit. Here's the second bit coming. Surprising Jack. Lovely to see you, Haridath. So, Marie Lallier from San Sebastian, Donostia, Spain, and her team studied 2 groups of bilingual children in the Basque region. A French and Basque speaking group on the French side of the boundary edge perimeter border, and a Spanish and Basque speaking group on the Spanish side. Hey, coffee for teacher, lovely. So, okay, boundary edge perimeter border. Coffee time. Hey. Okay. The boundary is the edge of something. Yeah. So the boundary of, well, I think I'm thinking of games of cricket particularly, but an edge, the edge of the world, the edge of the table. The perimeter is the bit round the edge. So the perimeter is the line around the boundary, whereas with countries we have, as you all said, borders. So we've got border for Hussein, for Bogdan, border for Renyard, border for Vitali, for Alex, border for Isa and Jack. A country border, good, for Isa. Nariman goes for a border, so does Williams. Border for Patricia. Border for Roland and Croissant. The edge of the precipice. Okay. Border. Frontier as well would work. Edge of the precipice. A ledge is a little flat piece on the side of our precipice. Okay, let's continue. No, this is going to be too long again. No, that's... Bear with me. Perimeter doesn't fit. Perimeter is the bit round the edge of something. The perimeter of a camp, perhaps. Okay, this time I have got it right. Great to see you, Diego. That's my pleasure. Okay, so border for Ronan as well. Okay, here we go. So the children were learning to read in both their languages. The researchers tested their reading skills in Basque and in trumped up, made up, apocryphal ad-lib words such as umke, which the children couldn't read by having previously memorized them, but had to decode letter by letter. Oof, not particularly, Patricia. Okay. So, here we go. Trumped up, made up, apocryphal, ad lib. So, ad lib is to say something without preparing it. You could give a speech ad lib, or maybe a comedian ad libs a joke. They make it made up they make it up, they invent it on the spot. An apocryphal story, it's normally not true. An apocryphal story is a story that goes round, but it's an urban legend. So what about this word trumped up? So ad lib, improvise. That's very good. What about this word trumped up? Okay, so made up for Vitali, for Bogdan, for Isa, for Williams, for Renyard. Alex says made up words or nonce words. I like nonce words for Alex. And made up for Ronan. Apocryphal story might not be true. Made up for Jack. Made up for Naliman. Made up for Patricia. Yeah, improvised. Making it up as you go along. That's ad-libbing. Okay, this word to trump up is to invent accusations, to invent charges. Trumped up charges, that's the point. Trumped up charges, that's very good for Vitaly and Patricia. Trumped up means invented as an excuse, a false accusation. That's the idea, Noctom. Very good. Trumped up charges is you invent charges against somebody to make them look bad. So Mr. Trump says all the charges are trumped up. Yeah, trumped up charges. Okay, so yes. Okay, so and trumped up. Yeah, so definitely made up, invented words, nonce words, trumped up accusations. That's good, Nina. Made up words, ad lib, offhand, just without prior preparation. That's good. Just the 1D, Hussein. Okay, this was very good indeed. Okay, so let's try one more before we yes. They found that the children used different reading strategies, relying, depending, counting, according on whether their second language was French or Spanish. Okay, so they found that the children used different reading strategies, relying, depending, counting, according on whether their second language was French or Spanish. Okay, so let's see. We've got depending for Vitali, we've got relying for Bogdan, we've got depending for Alex, depending for Isa and Nina and Nar, depending for Bogdan, who's now changed his mind, depending for Williams, relying on for Roland, depending for Noctom, relying for Ronan, depending. Thank you, Ronan. Depending on. Okay, it's lovely to have you. Depending on for Renyard, depending on for Jack. Nice to have you, Ronan. It's always a pleasure. Depending on. Okay. So firstly, according to, not according on. Counting on. I count on you. Yeah, I depend on you. I'm going to be in problems if I don't depend on you. Relying on. You rely on a strategy. I rely on this method to find the solution, whereas depends on whether. Yeah, you rely on. I rely on something. It's okay, Ronan. So depending on, very definitely. Depending looks much better. Absolutely. Depending on the strategies that their language tends to use. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're probably going to stop here. It's been great having you. So let me put some advertisements for a second. And let's see, next stream is on Thursday, the 28th of September. At 3:45 p.m. UK time. So it's been lovely having you all. Thank you, Nad. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Patricia. So it's lovely to see you, Patricia. It's lovely to see you, Nad. Lovely, Nina. Thank you, Williams. Thank you, Bogdan. Thank you, Roland. Thank you, Vitali. A pleasure having you. Thank you, Isa. Thank you, Ronan, as well. Thank you, Nadiman. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, thank you, Haridath. Thank you, Noctom. Thank you, Bogdan. Thank you, Isa. Thank you, Alex L. Thank you, Bogdan. Thank you, Hussein. And who else have I missed? And thank you to, to Renyard. Thank you to Diego. Thank you to Alex L. And thank you to all of you. It's been lovely having you all. Thank you to Yuri as well. Thank you, Hassan. Okay.